All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dear Diary with your host, Mariah. And this is the first official episode, so cue the applause. Yes. Um, if you're new here, cool. Everybody pretty much will be new here at this point. Thanks for clicking. Thanks for watching, first of all. Thank you. Appreciate it. Not new to the podcast world, just a little, brief intro. I've been trying to do this podcast thing for quite some time. Of course, at the beginning, it wasn't necessarily God-centered, but I do believe that he has wanting me to revamp the podcast to make sure that it is centered around him and give him all the glory. Um, I have changed and revamped and done all the things, right? So I'm finally at a place where I'm comfortable with the name and what I will be talking about up here. So this is a podcast that will talk about the transparency of my personal journey of motherhood, parenthood, being an autism mom, all these things, right? This is why it is called Dear Diary, because it's like a walk through my diary, a virtual one podcast. I'm a diary journal writer. So, why not say Dear Diary? Came to me in a feel like a download revelation. So I think this is the winner. So that's what we're gonna stick to. So let's get started, shall we? So again, this is going to be a walk in my shoes, right? As I walk with Christ. And as on my walk, being a mommy, being a single full-time mommy, being an autism mom, like all these things are, yeah, life be life, and. And my ultimate goal is what I do believe the Lord has allowed me to have this platform for, to talk about my testimony, talk about the steps that I'm taking in hopes that I will be able to lead people to Him through my testimony of my motherhood, right? When I decided to walk with Christ, I was in a dark place in my life, which that's normally how it goes, right? We get humbled real quick. And in that humbling time, that's when we realize who is here for us, who's been here for us. And this is when we decide to give our life to the one, right? And this, of course, is at the beginning of my single mother journey. Like first becoming a single parent, like separating, doing all the things, taking the steps to get back into it, heal, all the things, still healing. Um, but not even necessarily from that, just healing overall, healing that the type of healing that I wish that I had the opportunity of doing before I even had kids. But I love to believe that I'm exactly where God needs me to be, right? That we have to allow certain circumstances, not even us, He has to allow us to go through certain circumstances in life. So therefore that we can get to the point, because He knows everything, right? He knows when you're going to decide to walk with Him, and the times that you fall and the times that you get back up and all the things, like the times that you want to give up. He knew about all that stuff, and He still chooses you. What a good God we serve. And I've been through so many ups and downs, and now I'm really in a season where I have to learn how to trust Him, especially in being a mother, like allowing Him to reteach me a lot of things, like for me to unlearn a lot of things that I've learned. Kind of deconstruct myself. Like this is a construction period. Like I'm getting reconstructed here, from the inside out. So, and it it's been a blessing, the things that He's been able to teach me. and how he's been able to teach me the things that, you know, it's painful because it breaks you, right? Like anything that breaks you is going to hurt. And not knowing or realizing the internal factors that have affected me before I had kids, and now they're coming up the surface as a mother. That's a lot. But I'm thankful that he is able and giving me grace and mercy to teach me these things, so therefore I can fix them, right? So again, this is what I'm here to do. Like, I really want to make, if any way, the journey of my single mothers, my mothers, of children with disabilities, anything, fathers too. But I know I speak for us because, I mean, I am a mother. And I just want to be able to share my experience so that you know that you're not by yourself. So therefore, any situation that feels like just out of whack to you, and you feel like this is the most craziest thing I've ever been in, and I don't think there's anybody on God's green earth that has been through this situation, so can't nobody tell me how to really get through it. Those type of situations and scenarios is what I want to talk about. So therefore, like, no, I've been there. I've been on my knees crying. I've been in fetal position crying. I've been in moments where I'm just like, I honestly can't even understand what's going on right now. So the best thing to do is either do nothing, pray, or freak out. Okay. So that's what I'm here for. And today's topic pretty much is surrendering your parenthood, right? And Mariah, how do you surrender your parenthood? Great question. Glad you asked. Come to class. So I am just now really learning how to surrender to God in the first place, right? People can tell you all day, surrender to God. My mom will always say, you got to sit still. And I'm just like in the back of my head, like, sit still? What in the world is you trying to say? What does that even mean? Sit still? When I think about sit still, this is what I think of. So you're not doing that. So it's just like, I don't know what that means, but I'm not finna sit still because that don't even make no sense to me, right? So learning how to sit still, know that he is God, and surrender is like we have to surrender our life. So we run off of self-sufficiency. We think that we can do everything ourselves. We can plan this day out ourselves. We can get our life together ourselves. We can heal ourselves. Like we can do everything by ourselves. I did this. I did this. I'm independent. Whoop, 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 beep, beep, beep. We can't do nothing by ourselves. We weren't made to do anything by ourselves. So this is why we have times like burnout and all this other stuff. And trust me, I see, you know, I think about that a lot, right? Like you see people that seem like they got their life together, you know, got their workout plans, you know, and all this. You can know from experience that, hey, I need to be more time efficient because when I'm not, speaking from experience, that when I'm not time efficient and I don't manage my time well, these things seem to happen. My anxiety seems to hit the roof. You learn from experience. Yes, you do. But a lot of times, even if you're learning from experience how to do things right, or you know how to manage your life well, there's still something in the background that's missing. There's still a hole that, there's still a void that needs to be filled. There's still something, whether you want to admit it or not, that needs the help of the Lord. So therefore, you cannot be self-sufficient. And parenthood is that number one. Like, you cannot do that by yourself. You need a community. You need a village. You need people that have the experience, not just the experience now. Everybody can't tell you everything just because they got the experience. Because for one, you need to walk the same. I'm being honest. We need to be seeking the same thing. I need to be walking with, if I'm walking with the Lord, so they need to be walking with the Lord same way. Also, people have experience only because they've lived it. You may not necessarily want to take their advice either, right? You have to feel safe with the advice that you're giving. You have to trust it and you have to believe in it. There's been moments where I've received advice, but I didn't feel as if I trusted it. I didn't feel like it was really the right thing that I wanted to do. And when I tried to embark on this advice and tried to do what I was told, it didn't feel right. So therefore, I couldn't even do the thing that I was being told to do because it just didn't feel right. And it didn't, if it doesn't feel right, you're not going to be able to do it right. If the shoe don't fit, you can't wear it. So being able to surrender, if surrendering your life means give it to the Lord and asking him how to do this life thing, it's the same thing with parenthood, right? You need to surrender, like, Lord, I really don't know how to be a parent. I wasn't born with a parent manual. Nobody was. So we can't say that I got this thing. I know what I'm doing. We can't, never. Just like we can't say that about anything in life, right? There's going to be good days where it's just like you feel like, okay, I'm doing this good today. We good. Then there's going to be some days it's just like, go ahead and take me out the game, coach. Take me out. I need a bottle of water. I need a break. 5 minutes. 10, 30. Okay? All week. Take me out, coach. So you can't sit here and tell me that you don't need help, right? And that's what I had to realize. But because we are all hard-headed, I had to learn the hardest way possible by going through it, having continuous burnouts, and realizing like, hey man, need a little God in this, a lot of God. Jesus, take the wheel, okay? So especially with being a autism mom, any of my autism moms out here know what that's like firsthand. Yes, there's different scenarios because there is a spectrum, right? You can land anywhere on the spectrum. But we all I want to believe that we all kind of deal with some of the same kind of things, right? And we just have to, it's a level of understanding that unless you are in this position, you wouldn't understand. There's things that could be one day and then another day and next. It's just that way. It's just hard for me to explain, but it's an up and down roller coaster. And what this roller coaster has taught me, I believe in my heart that a lot of what I deal with as far as being a mother and being a mother of a child with a disability, it has brought out internal things that I need to work on to the surface. So, like things like acceptance, things like anger, things like people pleasing, all the things, right? So it has been able to shape and mold me and change me. But the main thing is surrendering our parenthood has been the number one thing because I've been trying to control that and think that I've been listening to the shark noise, and shark noise is nothing but voices in the back of your head of things that people have told you along the way in order to teach you how to do something pretty much their way that they think is best. And I have fought with that. I have fought with, maybe I should do this because this is what somebody said, or maybe I should do this. Just confused and frustrating myself even more. That just frustrated me even more, to the point, like I said, I would be crying and just praying like, Lord, what do you want me to do? And I would hear either do nothing, surrender, all the things, right? And I had to understand, like, what do you mean do nothing? Like literally do nothing. There's been moments where I've been trying to figure out something so bad, and in the midst of me trying to figure out, in a moment of chaos, when you're trying to discipline a child, especially one that's processing things differently from how you may be processing the moment, trying to figure out a way to discipline them is the most probably incorrect way of doing things. Because especially if you're not sure on how to do it, don't do anything. And that's what I had to learn. Like, don't do anything. And the Lord had to tell me that, like, don't do anything until you know what you're doing. Don't do anything. Don't say anything, because anything that we do in anger and frustration is not going to work out. So just don't say anything. Don't do anything. And I'm also in a place, again, I'm healing. I'm learning how to regulate my own nervous system. I'm learning how to have the Lord repair and restore me. So how dare I try to do anything in this moment when I have no clue what to do? All I know is what I need to do is calm down, right? And allow my children to display their emotions. We don't want to allow our children to display our emotions because it's hard on us, right? When the moment that they start kicking, screaming, flaring, and all this stuff, that's when our fight or flight goes up. We don't know how to handle that because we've never been really taught on how to handle and allow our children to express their emotions, because it's like either that it's coming off disrespectful, offensive, or we just worried about what somebody gonna say, and we can't worry about that. So that has been the biggest thing for me so far, to like really just give it up to the Lord. Like if there's a moment where it's just like, and not even just on the spectrum, right? Not even with my child being on the spectrum. I have two children. I have my daughter and my son is the one who is diagnosed, right? It's just a matter of any situation that I deal with them that I don't know how to deal with, instead of trying to deal with it the way that I see fit, or even not even the way that I see fit, because I don't know. I have to, like, I don't know. There's moments where I'm just like, I'm stuck because I'm really trying to figure out what should I do right now. So I'm doing anything just to make the moment stop because I want it to stop. And that's not great either. Because when you want something to stop, you'll do anything to make it stop. So I had to learn, like, it's either I do anything right now or I really truly just give it up to the Lord. Meaning, hey, my child is flipping out right now. Or, hey, my child is yelling at me, things that we find disrespectful. They don't understand it. And yes, we do need to guide them in the right direction of letting them know, like, hey, this is not the right response. But until we are mature enough, emotionally mature enough, to be able to step up to that situation, which means allowing God to change us from the inside and giving him these situations, we can't do that until we do that. Until we really give it up to the Lord. When you give it up to him, it's not even just about like, okay, you handle it. It's about him handling us too. So I give it up to him. And what I receive next is really the next step for me to take, whether it is do nothing or whether it's a download of the right thing to say, you know. And the Lord can also guide you in the right direction of certain research. I'm a research buff. I try not to overdo it because sometimes they're like, you have one professional that says this and then one professional that says this. So it could be very conflicting, right? But there's no shame in my game. Sometimes it is okay to look up certain things. Sometimes it is okay to read that book. Sometimes it is okay to read that document. Sometimes it is okay to take that seminar. I've been there, done that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like there was a point in time where it was like, that's not okay. Like, you don't learn, like, there's nobody that could teach you how to be a mother, as if, yeah, the Lord and the things that he allows me to see. Like, I just think it's like crazy to not take in the information that we have here on this earth. And especially if it's something to help form me to be a better mother, all day, right? So the best thing I can say right now to anybody that is listening, because again, I don't know everything. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything, and I still don't have it together, right? But what I can say has truly been helping me when I allow him in. He is able to help me. And trust me, there's been moments where it looks like me literally just crying. There's been moments where I didn't know what to do. The moment was so painful. Like the pain, it's not a pain that's physical. It's literally a pain, like a painful in your spirit, right? Because it's like, I felt at the time like I'm literally like being like broken. Like my anger, I'm so angry right now because I'm frustrated at this situation. I don't like what's going on. I don't like how either both or one is acting, and I don't know what to do, and I'm frustrated. So all I can do is just cry. That's all I can do is just cry. And in those moments, I'll ask the Lord, come help me. Come save me. Come do anything. Just change me, do something, right? And in those moments, I see those as rest and comfort, because after those tears have fallen, I'm able to get up and he sustains me and he helps me move toward them in a way of compassion that I may not have necessarily had prior. So it may not always look like how we think. It may not look like, oh, I'm asking God for help and he's automatically going to give me, do this, do that. It doesn't work like that. It's in different ways I've seen him able to help me in different ways. There was a moment where I got so mad, and I separated myself, and I'm just like, Lord, I just wish that you could just take the emotion away of me just being angry. Like, who wants to be angry at their kids? I don't. And I'm pretty sure nobody else does. But I just wanted him to take away my anger at that moment. And at that moment, all I heard was put on some worship music. And I was upset. I was so upset. I did not want to turn up any worship song at all. I'm just like, no, I want you to make me feel better right now. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Right? But I did it. I went ahead and put that worship music on. I separated myself in the bathroom, put on my headphones, put worship music on. And I know that, if I'm not mistaken, in the Bible, don't quote me on which book is in. I have to tell y'all probably in the in the description, but Elijah, the prophet, there was a point in time where he was just like, Lord, kill me. Take me up out the game, coach. But the Lord gave him rest. He gave him food, and he told him to rest because he had a journey ahead. In that moment, that worship music was able to like come over me to the point like I had a moment of like just rest, and I fell asleep. And I didn't fall asleep for long, and I feel like a lot of times, like, rest doesn't always mean sleep, but sometimes we have a moment where we're able to sleep, and the Lord puts it. Let me explain this better. I feel like oftentimes when we need to heal, sleeping's a part of that. I don't know if you've ever, like, for one, the examples when people say when you used to get your tail whooped back in the day and that was some good sleep. Yeah, it's like a moment of like a disciplining act, right? You being disciplined, don't even realize that you're being stretched, and you get some good sleep and you just feel replenished. And I'll never forget that. Everybody was sick in the house. My kids were sick. I think I was even sick. It just felt like the longest day in history. I was so confused and it was so chaotic. I didn't know what to do. I'm just like, Lord, I don't know what to do. But after I was in the bathroom listening to music, I fell asleep, and it had to be like 5-10 minutes. It was that quick. I got up out that bathroom, and I was just changed. It was just like, like more energy, happier, compassionate, all these things that he was able to do for me in that moment of me just simply asking and surrendering, like, hey, this burden is too heavy for me. I need you to take it. And, as I say these things, I'm trying to say it in a way that possibly makes it easier, because I understand in this walk, we are told to do certain things. The Bible tells us to do certain things. And, we're left here with, how do you do that though? Because I'm big on that. Like, especially with the take your thoughts captive. Oof. How do you do that? How does one take their thoughts and take them captive, right? And I've been learning how to do that. It's just everything is a learning process. We're never going to, I need to say this because I'm saying this for the person that feels like it's something wrong with them because of things that somebody's telling them. It may not be working for them instantly, or it may not be working for them like how they see it working for somebody else. I need somebody who is hearing, whoever is listening, to know that it's not necessarily an overnight thing. Wrong one built no day. And God, it took him 7 days. So don't expect when you see a Bible scripture for it to automatically be easy for you to surrender or whatever. And don't expect it as me telling you, surrender your parenthood, surrender these things that affect you so much in your parenthood. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, because we also have to learn how to be dependent when we have, like, we depend on the wrong things, right? For the most part, we like to call ourselves independent, but they're still dependent somewhere. We just depend on the wrong things to satisfy us, right? Quick gratification. To depend on the Lord is a hard thing to do, because we have to wait sometimes for his answers. We have to wait for him to answer our prayers. We have to wait a lot. Building our patience, building our long suffering. And that's not easy for us, right? So therefore, we don't do it. We're not going to do something that takes us out of our comfort zone. That's not easy. We don't want to do that. That's just our flesh, right? But I want to tell you and let you know it's worth it. It is so worth it. It's worth it because I rather wait on the Lord and surrender to Him the problems that I'm having. So therefore, it's giving Him an opportunity to fix something that we already know He can do it. But the purpose is to build a relationship with the Lord and want to actually change, right? Our Lord is a gentleman. He will not intrude. Just ask. You know, if it bothers you, it's a problem and you are convicted of it, and the Holy Spirit has got His hands on that, and He's telling you about it, and it's hurting you and it's grieving you, ask the Lord to change it. Because as a mother, we love our kids. We do. We don't want the world to hurt our kids, and we don't want to hurt our kids either, right? It stops with us. Ain't no generational curse, ain't no generational cycles. It stops here with us. So in order to do something about it, we need to ask the Lord to change us where we are, change us. Even if we made mistakes, it's okay. I think about that too. Even if we have made mistakes, the Lord can restore. He can repair. Ask the Lord to restore whatever you have done, whatever you believe you have done to mess up so far, to make mistakes so far, because we're going to do it. We're going to mess up. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to yell when we don't want to yell. We're going to go crazy when we don't want to go crazy. It happens. And I had to accept that. I had to overcome that. The whole perfectionism, wanting to look like a perfect mother to people, because that is the last thing you want to look like, a non-perfect mother. That's the last thing you want to look like. But guess what? You know your true intentions of what you want to be as a mother. So because you know those true intentions, you have to know that God set those desires and intentions in your heart, and He wants nothing more but to help you with it. So whatever you feel like you need to surrender to Him, if you feel like you get mad too quick, give it to Him. Just say, Lord, I get mad too quick in my kids. I get too frustrated. Reveal to me why that is so and help me fix it. I'm here to listen. I'm here to take whatever advice you have from me. Don't even expect a quick answer, because that used to be my problem too. I'm looking at it like a human experience. Like, you ask a question, you answer. I'm like, okay, Lord, what's up? Like, just sitting there waiting for an answer. And it's like now I'm forming some type of answer in my mind, when it's just like, just wait on it. And when you're not thinking of it, when it's when you're least at a point of thinking about it, where you're not even you just not even marinating on it, I promise you'll get it. I promise He'll tell you. Even if you're looking for the answer right there in that moment to handle that situation, it's okay for Him not to actually do it in that situation. He may not. He may tell you later on. So therefore, when the next time it comes up, right? Give Him time. We already know we have a patient God who wants us to be patient just as much. So be patient. Be okay with the process. Be okay if you don't get an instant answer. Be okay just to ask. Be okay if you don't know what to do in a moment. All of these things are okay. For whoever tells you it's not, don't worry about it, because the Lord knows what He is doing. So if these things, even if it feels like it's not working, it is. And trust me, you'll feel better when you actually do the thing that He's telling you to do. Even if it hurts in the process, it's only hurting because you are now killing your flesh. And when you kill something, it's going to hurt. So I just want you guys to know that I know it may not be easy. And I know it might not be ideal, because the world that we live in, and the world wants us to do and discipline our kids in a certain way. And they want us to look a certain way, and they want us to do things in a certain way. Don't worry about none of that. What I would suggest you worry about is how the Lord wants you to treat your children, because ultimately our children are His children. He gave them to us. He trusted us with our children. So the best thing to do is listen up to Him on how to raise His children, because ultimately He is our Father. And think about how He raises us. And I think he does a fabulous job. So the best thing to do is surrender whatever you feel like is causing you a holdup in your parenthood, in your mothering walk. Whatever you feel like is hanging you up and you just can't get past, and sometimes you just marinate on it as you even go to, I've had those nights too, where you just felt so bad about how the day went. And you just thinking about that, probably in tears, been there. Let them have it. Give it to them. Give it to them. Take the night, spend it with them. Talk to them. Let them know. Cry. Cry. Yell. Scream. Do whatever you got to do. Get it out. Don't let nobody tell you it's not okay not to get it out. I want you to know it's okay to cry. It's okay to admit what's going on. He wants that from you. He wants that relationship. He wants you to be able to come to him like a father to say, hey, Father, this is a lot. I need your help. Please take the opportunity. Please understand it's going to take your patience. Please understand it may be unconventional, but you have to be prepared to just do it. It's for your sake and the sake of your beautiful children. Okay? So that is it for me, guys. Again, that was my little rendition of surrendering your parenthood to the Lord. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, first episode. So I am hoping that you guys will be back. I'm hoping that you will like, subscribe, do all the things, right? Yes, so I will see you guys next time on Dear Diary. Be blessed.